The story begins with a boy named Tom who was leading a very ordinary life. He had a best friend in school named Danny, and he also liked a girl named Lucy very much. According to him, Lucy was the most beautiful girl in the school. He had a boy named Eugene in his school who used to trouble Tom and his friends a lot. After his parents passed away, Tom used to stay with his grandma. One night, Tom reached outside Lucy's room, whose door was open, and when he opened the door, he saw 4 men who were raping Lucy at that time. Then those criminals saw Tom and they started following him. While running away from them, Tom took out his phone for help, but then one of them shot him, which went straight to his brain. A few hours later, Tom regained consciousness and was in the hospital with his grandmother, where the doctor told him that he was lucky enough to be able to cure him through the operation. But along with the bullet, some parts of the phone also went into his brain, which could have been very dangerous to remove. And for now, he can't do another operation. So a few days later, Tom was released from the hospital, but he was still worried that he couldn't help Lucy that night. As soon as he reached home, he started experiencing some weird things, and now he could hear people's phone calls from far away. Along with that, he could see the data transfer with his own eyes as if he himself had become a mobile phone. Actually, all this was happening because of the parts of the phone that were in his mind. A few days later, he went to meet Lucy at her house where he apologized to Lucy for not being able to help Tom. But Lucy said that he couldn't do anything even if he wanted to because it was too late by then. He also refused to tell the names of the criminals. But Tom still decided to take revenge on them at any cost. Tom's powers were increasing with time, and one night when he looked out of his window, he could see the data of the city was visible to him. And now his brain was so powerful that he could remember anything just by looking at it. He could also hack people's phones from a distance. The next day when Tom went back to school, he told Danny that according to him, Eugene and his colleagues are behind this disgusting act. But Danny refused to believe this because according to him, Eugene is bad but not that bad. That night, Tom hacked Eugene's phone and saw that there was a video of that night, after which he blasted Eugene's phone with all his might. That night, Tom went to a party where Eugene and his friends were also present, and he was sure that they were the same people who tried to take advantage of Lucy. But when he went to ask them, Danny came in between and stopped him. He left the party and went to meet Lucy, and when they were standing on the roof, he saw Eugene and his friends. Lucy got very scared after seeing them, and Tom understood immediately that Eugene is behind this disgusting act. Tom started his work to take revenge on Lucy. First of all, he hacked Eugene and his friends' phones so that he can keep an eye on them with the help of his phones. That night, Rick was having fun with them and Tom recorded his video. And the next day, when the teacher was giving a presentation in the school, Tom hacked the projector and played Rick's video in it. All the kids were laughing a lot when they saw it. That day, Tom went to meet Lucy and he told her about Rick's video, and Lucy started laughing after hearing it, which happened for the first time after that painful incident. After that, Tom told her about his new powers, and he also called himself as I-Boy, which made Lucy very surprised. That night, when Tom and Lucy were coming back from their trip, Eugene and his friends surrounded them. Actually, they believed that Tom is behind all this. But then Tom sent them a message with the help of his powers which said that they are catching the wrong man. And taking advantage of this moment, they both left from there. But Tom was not going to back off. That night when Eugene and his partner were sitting in a car, Tom closed the car and set it on fire. After that, he hacked the radio and asked the reason behind his harassment to Lucy. And Rick finally opened his mouth after getting scared of all this that a man named Kurtz had asked him to do this. As soon as he got his harassment to Lucy. As soon as he got the answer to his question, Tom got them out of the car and burnt the car completely. As soon as he got Kurtz's name, Tom started to get all the information about him, and soon he got Kurtz's address where many of his friends were present. And among those people, Tom's best friend Danny was also there. To distract them, Tom played a video on the TV in the room in which someone was urinating on Kurtz's car. Everyone ran towards the car, and Tom took advantage of this moment and entered the room. First of all, he destroyed all the electronic devices with the help of his powers. And then he noticed the drugs packets which he brought with him. But his plan was not over yet, and he put those drugs in small packets and kept them in Eugene and his friend's room. After that, he hacked the police system and put the information of these drugs in it. And after some time, police people raided that house and arrested Eugene and his friends. When Kurtz went to withdraw money from his account, it was already empty and it was Tom's work. After some time, Kurtz got a call from his boss Elman, who asked him to catch the man who has been messing with his drug business. Tom was also listening to Kurtz and his boss, and he started to get information about Elman with the help of his powers. But after trying his best, he didn't get any information about Elman. That night, Kurtz asked all his men to destroy all the electronic devices so that the iBoy can't do anything to them. But by now, they had understood that the iBoy had so much power that he didn't need any electronic device and he could hack anything just by looking at it. One night, Tom got news of a big drug deal by Kurtz, after which he started following Kurtz. But as he went a little further, Kurtz got away from his eyes because he had thrown his phone in the trash to save himself from the iBoy. But Tom wasn't one of those who gave up so easily. He hacked a satellite and found out where Kurtz was. Before reaching there, Tom learned some martial arts moves with the help of the internet, with the help of which he defeated some men and set those drugs on fire. But then Kurtz and his men also reached there and they attacked Tom. Tom was about to shoot him, but then Tom took out a high-frequency sound and took him away from him. The next day, when Tom woke up, he was lying on the bank of a river. And at the same time, Lucy was waiting for him to give the exam in the school, because Tom had promised her that they would go together to give the exam. But unfortunately, Tom reached the school after the exam was over, so Lucy was very angry with him. No matter how much she tries to understand, she can never understand. Anyway, then she suddenly saw Rick's dead body, which was hanging in the school building. Everyone was very scared to see this. Tom met his friend Danny to calm down for a while. But Danny was already very angry with iBoy because he believed that Rick had killed himself. Tom felt very bad after hearing this and he decided to end his plan right here. After this, he went straight to the doctor and he asked the doctor to remove the remaining mobile parts from his brain. But the doctor said that he can't operate right now because if those parts are removed right now, Tom's life can also be lost. After hearing this, Tom went straight to his house where his grandmother was already held captive by Kurtz, Elman, and his friends. But Tom was not able to see Elman's face properly, as if something had built a wall in the middle. After this, Elman told him that he already knew the whole truth about Tom, his powers, his friends, and his address. After this, he showed Tom a video in which Eugene and his friends had captured Lucy, was in captivity, and now Tom has to obey all the words of Elman or else those people will kill Lucy. Actually, the secret of Tom's powers was told by Danny and not by anyone else, and that too for a few pennies. After listening to the whole story, Elman took out his phone and placed it in front of Tom, and then he asked Tom to fill his bank account completely. Tom had no other choice, so he started putting money in Elman's account with the help of his powers. But at the same time, he hacked Eugene's phone and called the police. After a while, the police reached their location, but Eugene and his accomplices were very clever and he took Lucy and left immediately. After a while, Elman and Kurtz also reached there with Tom. And Elman asked Tom to put more money in his account again. But this time, Tom was not able to do this because at that time, Amand was holding his phone in his hand. Actually, Amand was stopping Tom's signal with the help of a special chip that he had fitted in his brain. But despite this, Tom used all his power and made a blast in Amand's phone, which distracted everyone. And taking advantage of this opportunity, Tom started making a blast in everyone's phones. After that, he followed Elman and reached out. And in the middle of all this, Elman punched Lucy and dropped her on the ground. Tom went mad with anger after seeing this. After that, he used his special power with which he could give a very strong electric shock to anyone. And his power finished Elman in one blow. After a few days, when Tom went back to school, Danny tried to apologize to her, but Tom was not ready to listen to her, and finally we see that Tom and Lucy also got settled. If you liked the video, please like and subscribe to the channel. See you in the next video.